Good afternoon. It is now 5 o'clock, and I'll call the Master Plan Committee meeting of Wednesday, January 21st, 2026 to order. The first order of business is an attendance roll call, starting with Bob.
Bob and Eric.
Linda Brown.
Carol Gogolinsky.
Margaret Bacon. Meg Schlesman.
Rebecca Lavallee.
Ross Smith.
Mike Swooker.
Gordon Larrabee.
Rich Preston. We are missing Bob and Dan, correct? Seems like we're missing more, but
No. We're all
we should
checked
have,
off.
we have 10. Yeah, that's right. We have
Yeah.
12 now. As long as we have 7, we're good. Well, thank you. If you would, let's take a, oh, is there anyone on Zoom?
I don't see anybody on Zoom.
I think Emily's on Zoom. All right.
She's zooming.
All right, if you would, be so kind as to take a look at the minutes of December 17th.
I know where they are. They're in the tunnel. They're stuck in the tunnel.
Getting pizza.
Got you covered, Ross.
I got the minutes.
I look at yours because I can't find
Sure.
mine.
Nice big print copy there.
Oh, that's good.
They might be the last page guys, of your packet.
Okay.
The complete last page. The only correction I've got is the last line in item number 2, the town administrator signatures, or apostrophe administrator's signature. Sounds like we have 2 town administrators,
On administrator.
but
No way.
his signature would be administrator's signature. Apostrophe?
Yes.
Oh, so you're looking for an apostrophe, yes. Oh, okay. Yep.
That's all we find it done, did good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
I appreciate the larger print, Linda.
Well, I try to make it so that sometimes it goes on to a third page by like this
there it
much,
was.
and I hate to kill a tree. But if I can, I make it big.
Oh, no, they shut it off.
So do we have any other amendments to the minutes as presented? We have one on the table.
Make a motion to accept the minutes for December 17th as amended.
Okay, motion made by Ross,
So moved.
seconded by Michael.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed, those abstaining, the ayes have it. Thank you.
One abstain. I was not here.
Okay, thank you. You were here in spirit.
I was, definitely. Most definitely.
Okay. Moving on to the more exciting stuff. In your packet, there is a draft master plan annual report. John was good enough to put something together for us, but it also should include comments and what have you from the committee itself. So what I'd like to do is have you take it home, take a look at it, and if there's something you'd like to add to that annual report, I will entertain that. John's done a very good job getting all the packing figured down.
We have until the end of February,
end of
so we have
February.
some time. So if we could wrap this up at the next meeting, that would be great.
Yep.
I have one right away. I think our names should be added to this.
I think you are right.
Yes. Because we're on the same page, why not?
What I like to do is usually personalize it a little bit, so maybe a little introductory paragraph, insert John's stuff if you want to add something, and I agree, I think everybody should be on there.
And Rob Leonardi too, because he was here for a few months.
What I'd like to do is, I'm hoping that we can draft a cover page for the master plan when we're done. I want to include anybody who was ever on the committee, you know, to give them some recognition. Some of them couldn't stay with us. We had a few drop off. So take a look at that, please, if you would, in your leisure. Or if you're having trouble falling asleep, get that. It'll do the trick. No offense, John.
None taken.
All right. Any thoughts on that before we move on? Or questions? Okay.
The one correction I got is Economic Development, that's the department.
Okay.
The commission hasn't met in 3 years.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
Bob? I can't hear
That's
you.
Economic Development Department, just like you.
Okay.
Just bring that with you next week.
All right.
Next month, excuse me. You're welcome to come next week. We'll be here next month.
He probably will be here.
He will be
He
here.
never leaves.
Okay, now comes the fun stuff. Fasten your seatbelts, people. Now we're going to talk budget. And you may recall, we broached the subject at our last meeting, and we've been in communication with CMRPC, and I think we have some answers for you. Bob had brought it to my attention that we had expended all but about $12,000 after the last invoice was paid, which I think was December, Bob?
It's about 12,800.
Yeah.
I think it's 12,800 and a little bit more, like 12,800.
862.18,
Yeah.
if you want the exact.
So our concern was that, obviously, at the current expenditure of between $8,000 and $12,000 a month, that would have gotten us another month. So we did reach out to CMRPC, and we also revisited the contract. And just to go back a bit, the contract breaks it up into 3 phases. I did look into the $30,000, and that is what paid for the phase 1. And I checked with the town accountant, it was, had documentation that it was paid. And that's June 2024 through November 2024. You remember, we met 2 or 3 months before that, but that was free. That was just us. That was the bonus. So that's, the $30,000 was phase 1. According to the contract, $50,000 was budgeted for phase 2, which was January 2025 to August 2025. And now we're in phase 3, which is September 2025 And they have listed here May 2026, but we've been talking about June. We're going to get some clarity there.
Yeah, like I said, the standard to go to the end of the fiscal year, so June usually makes more sense.
Okay.
Now,
So-
as far as June goes, fiscal year is June 30th. The May meeting would be paid in June.
Right, exactly.
If you have a meeting in June, now we're going into another fiscal year. Keep that in mind.
Well, that's why they usually accept bills for the previous fiscal year till about July 15th.
July.
So that's why they do that, because they know that there are going to be bills that are generated in the previous fiscal year that have to be paid in the new fiscal year. So they have a process for that, so.
All right. So the important thing is that in going through the contracts, it's all 66 pages. The upshot is that...
You're not going to read it to us, right?
If you'd like. You said you wanted to get out at 7.
Yeah.
All right.
Not 7 a.m.
Oh, I got to clarify that.
I have it memorized.
So that's where we are.
So how much do we have left?
Well, that's a good question. We have exactly $12,862.18.
There goes the pizza.
Yeah, it's all gone.
In the tunnel.
But as I was saying, we...
Bologna sandwiches it is.
What we're looking for, going through the contract, and what was my recollection, is that $145,000 was a master plan completed and delivered. And ultimately, that's what we discussed, and that is the intent of the contract. And you recall, $30,000 came from the town, $115,000 came from the Executive Office of Housing and Livable Communities, EOHLC. One just keeps getting longer and longer. So I think we're good. We were concerned.
Yeah, but we were meeting with Emily and Sam before this meeting to talk about this, and we've actually communicated with Trish at CMRPC, so CMRPC is going to work with us to make sure that we get across the finish line.
You're going to get a beautiful plan that you love, I promise. Don't worry.
Good deal.
And actually, Emma, you had mentioned that if there was a little bit over there, maybe 1,000 or 2, there may be resources available.
Yeah, there's state resources too, so, and because, so there's a program called the District Local Technical Assistance Program, which is money that regional planning agencies get from the state each year. So if there's a little bit that we need to go into it's called the Physical Development Committee, PDEV, and basically we would put together an application and go to the Physical Development Committee, which is made up of members of our region representatives. So if we need to go to them, that will be fine. They have given matches to communities who have applied for, gotten funding and from like a state program and needed to provide a match. And if the town hasn't had the match, they have gone to physical development to provide a match for that. This community has not asked for a match. You all provided the match from the town funding. So I think that if we need to go to this committee and put in a small application, they would be more than willing to give that. That is.
What's the lead time on that, from application to granting?
It's like instant.
It's a rolling
like the
thing.
next day. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like that.
Emily, if you could
is
move
that
that mic
Oh, yeah,
between
yeah.
the two laptops, that would be great. Thank you.
Is that quick enough, Bob?
Quick enough. I wish Masterworks would work like that.
Well, I want to thank CMRPC, Emily and Sam, for helping us work this out,
Yeah.
walk through the process.
thank you.
And at this point, I'd like to open it to the committee. If you have any questions or comments, considerations regarding the budget as presented tonight.
It goes quick. Always does.
Does it? Boy, does it.
$100,000 today doesn't mean too much.
Rich, if it's okay with you, could I bring up the possibility of, they gave us a revised timeline about what the committee thinks about a workshop?
Sure.
So during our meeting, Emily was kind enough to come up with a timeline of the remaining items.
Pass these out so people
Yeah. And you'll see in May, there's a tentative workshop date to see feedback for goals and action items from the community. Now, in this meeting, I expressed my concerns about this, being the timing of it. I expressed concerns about the fact that we're basically 95% of the way through the process, and having a public workshop and
Yeah.
soliciting comments would be basically Monday morning quarterbacking, and
Wait a minute.
in my opinion, we don't have the time or the budget
wait a minute.
to be going back
took
and
the
doing
stack.
additional revisions when
Here, have that.
we solicited feedback from the community at the beginning of the process to inform the master plan, to write the master plan. And at the end, I mean, this is something that, at this point, this doesn't need select board approval, town meeting approval. So to me, it's in my opinion, and if the board disagrees, the committee disagrees, that's fine. But in my experience, in my opinion, I think a workshop at the end of the process will do nothing but open up for, if someone comes in and says, well, I don't like that action objective, and it ends up in the master plan anyway a month or two later, they're going to say the town didn't listen to me. So that's just my 2 cents on that. My opinion would be to not hold a workshop at the end of the process. The public comments have already been solicited at the beginning of the process, so that's just my opinion.
Also, I'm not sure how much it could impact, but the workshop would be right around the same time as annual town meeting and annual town election.
Yeah.
So I don't know where people's mindsets are going to be about the town and town politics. I don't know what would be coming up at that time period, but depending on what could be on ballots and at town
Yes.
meeting, it could very much impact people's opinions.
Yeah. So I thank you, Rich. I just want to get the opinion of the committee as far as whether or not they agreed with the fact that I think a workshop this late in the game would not be very productive.
I don't think it's really needed, to be honest with you. With that survey that we had, like you said, the workshop we had prior, we got some pretty good feedback from our community, I think.
I'm seeing some nodding heads, so I'm sensitive.
So when this is all done, are you going to have some type of meeting or workshop to present, not looking for feedback, but to present the master plan?
It's in June, I think there's presentations to the planning board and the select board to basically present the master plan.
And that's for any
Well, those are public
residents?
meetings, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, we also open up for a public, like, we have to do this, I think, the public comment period. Like, we do have to post the plan online and
Yep.
give them the opportunity to comment.
Yep.
After it's finalized?
Yeah.
Comment
full
online or come into our meeting? Have it,
It would, I mean, they don't have to come into the meeting to provide the comments. They could be over email. It's just posted on the website, and then people.
They do the same thing, I think, with the tip, and they do the same thing with like hazard mitigation plan and things like that, where there's always like a public comment period at the end of the process.
Yeah.
You're having that on the 30th, the very last
that's-
item?
What's that?
Public comment?
No, it's not a
It's closed?
specific date, it's just posted and it's open for a certain amount of time.
But it's based on our completed
Correct,
project.
completed master plan.
so one would be provided, I assume, online, and they could review that.
Yeah.
And this would be prior to presenting to planning and the select board?
It doesn't matter.
I would probably
but
like
it would
align
probably
with
would be.
these dates.
Okay.
We would probably want to have it open for like a month or so, just give people time. And we could have like some kind of kickoff just presentation, perhaps. It's really kind of up to you all, how you feel about sourcing input from the public. It can go kind of any way.
Based on past experience, how much interest would there be from the residents to?
From the public comments, not a lot.
Not usually a lot. No. Sometimes certain boards, we want to make sure, it's sent out to all the boards.
Yeah, I was
So
going to
those
say.
usually
Yeah,
are the
that'd be pretty important.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that will be in June.
Or
Right.
like launching it in May, but making sure it closes in June.
Yeah.
Well, it says presentations to planning board and board of
Oh, yeah, yeah,
selectmen in June, but it doesn't have a
So-
exact
On
date.
4/15.
So, Emily, around May 7th, instead of a tentative workshop, could we have that be the opening of the public comment period? Sometime in early May?
Yeah.
And keep it open?
Well, the graphic design for the plan won't be done by then,
Oh, okay, okay.
which is why we're having it done now.
Oh, it says public comment period opens on May 21st, so that'll close by mid to late June, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So regarding the workshop, is it the committee's consensus that it's not necessary at this point, or? Okay.
I agree. Okay, let me use here.
I think after all these months, if we haven't heard it by now, we're not.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? It's like, we've only been doing this for 2 or 3 months.
And that's the broad representation on the committee. That's part of the purpose, is to be a liaison between what's happening here with government and also constituents. So,
Okay. Is there no further questions or
Thank you,
comments?
Rich.
Oh, you're welcome to.
But the public comment period still is valid.
yeah, that's required. Yeah.
We're just eliminating
The workshop, yeah.
Any thoughts or comments on anything so far? Try to keep it open.
I'll take it.
Yeah.
Oh, Dan just joined us as well.
John wasn't happy about the workshop idea.
What's that?
You weren't happy about the
No,
workshop.
I just, like I said, I just see it as an opportunity at the end of the process for someone to come in and kind of throw a wrench in the
Yeah,
works
the
at the
monkey.
very end
Here it
and say,
comes.
oh, well, I don't like that one, and it's, you know, because like I said, the analogy I brought up at our meeting was a professor in college said you could take whatever document you write and you could spend the next 5 years editing it over and over and over again. At a certain point, you have to say, this is our document. It's never going to be perfect.
Yeah, but that works sometimes, because when I was in college, I kept giving people the same paper. I just kept editing. It's so much easier.
So by eliminating the workshop, would that help us out budgetarily?
It might help us
Wise
a lot,
also?
budget-wise.
So pizza might still be on there.
And we can add
You're thinking dollar bills.
So no, that's gonna be in the minutes. We'll make
So we could replace the workshop from pizza
pizza.
party.
I'm all for that.
Tunnel was still on the table.
We could have like a final meeting, maybe.
We have priorities.
Oh, I think so. We've been
You
through.
know, we could get pizza from each shop, and then we could try them out, and then we could be giving opinions
For the
on
voting
the local.
is not
That's right.
That's
right.
All right, thank you, Bob. Any other questions, comments so far? Okay, with that, I will pass the torch to Emily and Sam.
Oh, and just one more thing on this, we had proposed adding a meeting date, an extra one in March on the 26th, just to keep us in line with the timeline and deadlines and everything.
26 is a
Also the
Thursday,
22nd.
just so everybody
She said
knows.
25th. She said the
Because the 25th is going to be a planning board meeting night.
No, so
I won't be able to
I think
make
if the
it.
meeting
so
was
it's gonna be
posted...
We're adding a meeting or changing it?
Well, in March, we're going to
Oh, wait,
have
no, you
two
said-
meetings in
No,
March,
I
on the
changed it.
18th and the
okay.
26th.
Yeah,
Okay, because on here you have the 25th.
I know, but that's a planning board meeting night, so we can't have it on the
Okay, yeah, I got you, yeah,
26th.
How does Thursday work for others here? Okay.
So Thursdays, I usually meet with the 250th committee, but we kind of go month by month, so we can probably kind of make it work around.
I'll see if I can adjust
just
my
know
work
what
schedule.
time
You meet
6.
6
That's right in the middle of it.
So this,
every Thursday, or?
no, we kind of wing it. So it's just when we're at our meeting, all right, when's our next good one? And as long as we have the room, it works. So nothing's etched in stone as far as our meetings, maybe a couple ahead of time, but that's about it. So I don't see a problem with that, actually.
Because we still have to check with the town clerk to see if this reads.
Well, yeah, I'll have to do that tomorrow.
All right.
Well, hold on, let me, actually, while we're doing this, I can check out the town calendar, see if there's anything scheduled right now.
Nope,
There's nothing?
nope.
There you go.
You do that awful fast, Rebecca.
So first thing in the morning, I will reach out to the town clerk and Cable, send an email to them, letting them know that's changed.
Okay, I think that's all. What else do we have? Let's look at some pictures also. We've gotten
Oh, we got pictures?
All right.
We've gotten like
Pictures of
50 pictures, I think, so far. So I'm really excited. I sent it out to the email list I had of emails we had collected through like the survey and the workshop. I sent it out to the middle school and the high school principal. It was, so we should be getting some more like youth submissions. It was included in the Blackstone Valley Express, if any of you read that. I got some that from emails from people who directly cited that, so it's out there.
And I've been
I
posting
apologize.
madly.
Emily, going back to the calendar.
Oh, sorry.
April 22nd is a planning board
There
meeting
it
date
is.
as well.
Oh, okay.
So could we look at the Thursday, the 23rd in April,
Yeah.
and then May? That 21st is already a Thursday, so that's good, okay. So sorry, committee, but the 22nd is going to have to be changed to Thursday as well, that's okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Okay, so we're
What are
looking
we
at
doing?
Thursdays for each month?
No, just for March and April.
So what's the April?
List of
The April's
meetings
going to
we
be
had
the
already scheduled for this, though, because
23rd on a Thursday instead of the
I
22nd.
had said the
Oh.
22nd thing, so I must have an updated version.
I have one somewhere here. Excuse me.
Because we've,
The
like,
latest.
So May 21st I've got as a
Okay,
Wednesday.
that is not the-
Oh, no, that is a
That's a
Thursday.
Thursday.
so let's just change, we don't have to do the 23rd, we can just keep it on the 15th, I think that's fine.
Oh, okay.
Or,
No,
Sorry.
because we want to have the draft sent to them on the 15th.
Okay.
So it might make sense to push the meeting back to Thursday,
Got it, okay.
the 23rd.
Give an extra day, okay.
So we're
Okay.
doing the 23rd?
23rd of April.
23rd instead of the 15th.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're okay in May.
instead of.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we're not going to have the meeting on the 15th, it's going to be
No,
the...
I don't think we
that's
need
the-
it.
it
Well, there
says
was
to
no
send it
meeting
to
on the
committee.
15th.
Yeah, there was.
In
no meeting on
April.
the 15th.
On April, there wasn't a meeting?
No,
No.
it just says
No, not
first
in-
full plan
This.
draft.
Yeah, but
In
that's...
the original,
But the,
No, that's not meeting date, it's to send it to the
Oh.
committee for review.
Yeah.
Okay. What do you have for the meeting in April?
April, I just crossed it off, 15th.
Yeah,
okay.
this isn't confusing.
Well, the blue handout, this is not our meeting date.
yeah.
No.
Some of it is.
Some of
Yeah,
it is.
some of it is, but
So-
it's not the whole.
There was, so in the original calendar for this year, we had a meeting scheduled for April 15th, but we're going to change that to April 23rd
so we're not
What?
meeting on the 15th?
No,
We're not meeting on the 15th.
Don't.
of April.
Could
So-
you give me that date again? I didn't hear it.
Should we revise the schedule and
Well,
take a
I'm
vote,
going to have to
formal
do that
vote on
tomorrow.
it?
I'm gonna have to-
Yeah,
Because I think we're supposed to vote on a
April
meeting schedule
26th?
on the board.
23rd of April is when we're having-
26th of March, 23rd of April, no April 15th.
26th of March? No?
Well, no, that's what we voted on.
So we've got a
Oh, yeah.
March
Now, I noticed
18th.
April is also a conflicting date with planning board.
Yeah, March should be up.
Painful as this is, let's go through all the
Yeah, March
dates.
18th, March
right.
26th.
We're good with tonight, right?
Yeah, so it's
February 18th,
February 18th. I
March
think it's
18th,
fine because the planning board meets on the 11th and the 25th.
And we're good on March 18th.
March 18th,
Okay.
Then the changes start.
and then 26th
March
March?
26th.
March 26th instead of
Yep.
the 25th.
Okay.
Then April 23rd instead of the 15th.
April 15th, canceled.
April, yeah,
We're
23rd.
good for May 21st because that's not a planning board meeting night. That's a Thursday.
I have May 20 on our schedule.
Hold on. Let me go. May 20th is not a planning board meeting night because the 2nd and 4th is the 13th and the 27th. So it's supposed to be the 20th, not the 21st on your timeline.
Okay.
And then committee
So we're
meeting on...
changing the blue sheet to the 20th?
Yes.
Is that in May?
This is the schedule you want.
Yeah.
20th of May.
20.
I'm sorry?
What'd you say?
Oh, nothing. I'm looking at you and talking to him.
So the 20
Sorry.
That's pretty good.
So on May, the 21st is,
The 20th.
20th.
that's changing too then, okay.
Because that's what we agreed upon.
And June is good?
June is good, the 17th, that's not a planning board meeting night, they're meeting on the 10th and the 24th. Okay.
So we're going to have to Jen send us up the amended,
I will, yeah, I'll get that amended.
as of tomorrow's date or whatever.
Yes. So, and I will notify town clerk and cable of that change.
Okay.
So we're all set with that, and I can tell Jen that's been agreed upon.
Thank you.
So the 20th is the same as our current schedule, right, Rich? The May 20th? Our schedule already has May 20th?
Yeah.
I had 21st.
On our schedule, that was...
No,
Our
the
schedule.
town calendar has the 20th, May 20th on it
Okay.
as
Okay.
the master plan
Okay.
date.
That one's good.
All right.
But our
It's just-
schedule, which we approved, says 21st.
Says
No,
21.
No, he sent out
That's the 20th.
he sent out a revised one.
What do you have?
I think that's the last one.
You have 21st.
Oh, this is another town.
What are you looking at?
Okay, so we good?
Yeah, I think so.
All right.
Define good.
Emily, help us out here.
Now, do we have to vote on this?
I think, should we-
We'll wait till we get a
Yeah.
formal copy paper printout, probably
Yeah.
next meeting.
Yeah.
Then do a formal vote.
yeah.
That way there. I
agree.
Yeah.
We're good for the next meeting. Let's get this all
yeah.
hammered out before we vote on anything.
Get it in print.
Because it's still subject to change.
Is that God talking?
That's Dan, I think Dan is
Dan,
with
I
us.
guess.
Dan,
Oh, my goodness gracious.
Yeah.
The question is hand is up.
Yeah. Did you have a question, Dan?
Nope.
Okay. So, all right, moving forward from scheduling and
Yes, thank you.
timeline. Thank you all for your patience. So yeah, we've gotten a good amount of photo submissions. So that's still open until I think the 15th of
Yep.
February. We have it open. Hopefully those keep coming in. We've gotten some really cute photos.
Well, I will have to put on Dynamic Douglas that we've only gotten 50. I mean, I was expecting hundreds. 'Cause
I'm happy with 50.
I've been,
That's a sweet spot.
Hundreds?
yeah, I post it every week.
Well, considering we only had 2 the last meeting.
Yeah. I like your optimism.
Really? We're
doing good.
I'm surprised.
Progress, it takes time.
I think okay, so Sam has put together a link, like a file, describe it, that he'll send out to all of you. So you
It's a link to an online folder that you can look at all the photos.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm trying to like just show you like how.
Are we going to get them right now or wait until the end of, at the end of the 15th?
Send it like tomorrow morning.
How many
Oh,
pictures
okay.
are of tunnels?
There's a couple.
Might be
There's
bridge.
a couple, he said.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
And yeah, you kind of organize
Not the kind of tunnels you're thinking of. Yeah. On the SNET.
And then you labeled them like a certain way, right? So
Yeah,
like no
just-
one's like name or age
Yeah.
or anything is included. We have all that in a file, like in our records, but so for when you're voting, there's no.
Yeah.
So it's
You see on the screen? Yeah.
kind of a little bit. Yeah.
It's just the abbreviation for the category that it's in, and then the number of the photo.
Oh, okay.
So like
Community and culture.
something like that. Like so, like CC is like community and culture, and then like it's numbered for how many photos we got.
what's HL?
So HL is historic and landmarks.
Okay.
And then it's just like numbered based on count.
NRA.
NRA.
It's not the Rifle Association.
We do have a lot.
Natural resources and agriculture.
Okay.
Yeah.
And how do we pick the cover,
How do you what?
the cover photo? Because that's not really a category.
Yeah, we don't have a category for that yet. I thought we were just going to leave that to the graphic
Yeah,
designer.
that'll be just open to.
But
Okay.
if you guys want to pick that too, we can talk about that later after we have all the photos.
Examples?
What? Yeah, do you want to click on some
Just a
examples?
couple.
Yeah. If my thing loads.
Ooh.
That's pretty blue.
Ooh, wow.
Nice.
Where's that?
It's perfect for natural resources.
Oh, look at the reflection.
Oh, wow.
Nice. That's nice.
Better than my camera can
Oh,
take.
it's pretty.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, there's some really good ones in here.
Oh my god, those
Oh, wow.
colors.
A lot of scenic view.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a really good
Is that Douglas?
That's the river, right?
Yeah.
Underneath
The
it.
Mumford.
Is that it?
Mechanic
By the,
Street.
That's my bridge.
yeah, that's a nice one.
That looks like that.
Judges are going to have a hard time.
Oh, that one's good.
Oh, that's
the
Lackey
Lackey
Dam
Dam
Bridge. That's,
Yeah.
yeah. I was hoping somebody would
That is,
put
that's
that.
nice, yeah.
People forget that.
I know when they talk about tearing it down.
Yeah. No way.
That's what I say, leave it alone.
That's a barn outside this guy's house.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, we also have descriptions of each.
Oh, I like that, and all the lights.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's,
There it is.
the other one.
Wallem Lake.
Yeah.
Bottom line.
That's on the,
It's a nice
yeah,
one.
trunk line.
Oh, that's nice. Lady slipper.
Yeah.
drone photography.
Lots of
Nice
scenic.
drone.
Lake Manchog.
They're in Chog. It might be in Chog. We don't
No,
know.
that's the red.
Well, it's half an
I
hour.
don't think that's the res.
Is that Torres?
No, it's not the res.
No. Not Walton Lake either.
The small res, the small side?
No, it's not.
No?
That was probably Manchog.
Is it?
That
We
looks
do
like
have
ranch.
half.
Oh, chicken.
That's awesome.
Oh, no chickens.
Right to Florida.
Cool.
Oh, that's cool.
That's my neighbor.
Yeah. That's awesome.
You can't vote on it.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's nice on the trail.
Did they get that person's permission before?
Need some,
We'll reach out to them to double check. Oh, the statue.
Very thoughtful.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
oh, the
Oh,
happy
yeah,
rock.
Smiling
Yeah.
Rock, yeah.
Oh, black and white.
Seated in the
Hard
swamp
to
trail.
see.
Yeah.
Mixing it up.
Whoa.
Oh, I like that.
Wow.
That's a cool one at the street though. There's a common.
Oh, that's
It's
really
nice, the gazebo. I got some good people taking pictures.
Rocky Dam again.
Oh, that's a nice one too with the moon. That's really nice.
Oh,
This is a good
This
like,
is-
chapter cover, maybe.
So who are the judges going to be?
Us.
you all.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still got to figure out how that's going to work.
It's going to be tough.
Whoa.
Well, because they have to fit in with a certain category.
Yeah.
And a certain chapter.
Kind of cool too. The way somebody's good. Somebody's a good photographer.
That's Douglas Orchard.
Oh, yeah.
What's that?
Douglas
orchard.
Orchard.
Oh, Orchard.
Bob having a cookout.
Oh, that's cool.
That was a pizza party.
Someone's wedding.
Oh, wow.
What's he doing?
Yeah. I don't know if we can.
I don't know.
I think you're back to the beginning.
Imagine the person
and then
who
there
says,
was a-
hey, that's
Yeah, right.
Those are really good.
Very nice.
So we got another month before we do the contest.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple more.
So how many are we, and when the committee goes on, and how many are they choosing for the master plan?
One for each.
So we can have,
8, 7 plus 1.
for the actual master plan though, we can have
Multiple?
any of these. Yeah, it doesn't even have to be winners. But the winners are the ones that are getting the prizes.
Right.
So there
and then-
could be 2 or 3 photos per category, per chapter.
It was gonna be one prize per category though, right?
Yeah.
One prize per,
But in the master plan, the photos could be 2 or 3 per chapter, right?
Yeah, at least.
Instead of just one.
Yeah, man, let's make it beautiful.
Yeah,
increase our printing cost.
Yes, more money.
that's true.
Well, we could pick the black and white picture.
Yeah, we'll do
The Northern Lights, black and white.
Cool, okay.
Then you gotta buy the little glasses, the green and red
Yeah.
glasses. So you can,
They're in a
We also
pouch
don't
in the
really-
bag when we eat it.
Do we want to talk about how many like print? We can do that there. Yeah, so there.
Okay. So I guess getting on to chapter discussions. Anything regarding the transportation and circulation chapter that we wanted to kind of go back to, and anything you've been thinking about? That feels like so long ago. That was last year.
last year.
But just giving you an opportunity. Or again, like if you just want to write down your comments and just send them to me, that is very welcome. If there's nothing on transportation and circulation, then we can go on to the the really fun one, town services and facilities.
Doesn't look like
Yeah.
Bradley stock period. Can you please try again? Question mark.
You're unmuted, Dan.
Dan,
I'm here.
Was he reading something?
I think he was
I don't think he was talking into his phone.
Oh. Everyone else check. Okay.
So on the second page of this chapter, Emily,
Yeah.
second paragraph, yeah, we have the resource room, but we also use the community meeting room next door for some meetings too, like the ZBA meets in there and things like that. So I think that should be added, so you can have the resource room and the community meeting room.
community development?
No, it's a community meeting room. Yeah.
Where are you? I'm up.
Second paragraph on page 2,
Yeah.
because that's also a meeting room that's utilized quite a bit.
So what's the status of the
kitchen.
this building?
Well, that's what I wanted to bring up at the front of the second paragraph, too. I think we should mention the future utilization of the second floor being planned of the town hall. The water line is in, right, Bob?
Yep.
The water line has been done. There's going to be some finish work to do once the spring comes around, but the water work is done.
Where are you looking at water?
No, the third paragraph where they mention the modernization of the municipal center, that's the water line for us to be able to use the second floor so we can expand. So I just think there should be a mention of that. No need to get to excruciating detail, just I think it needs to be mentioned, that's the plan.
Imagine everybody's going to be scrambling to use that space.
Oh, no, I know our office is going upstairs, and I'm happy about that.
Okay.
Because I might have a window where I can see outside.
Question, but there's no elevator going up there, right?
What's that?
Is there an there is an elevator?
There's an elevator, yeah.
Down by the...
There's already an elevator.
One in the gym.
Oh, I didn't realize that went all the way
Yep.
up.
Yep.
Now, you call this the town hall, it's technically the municipal center.
Okay.
Do we change town hall to municipal center?
So is the town hall part of the greater municipal center, or?
It's because they added the police station,
Yeah.
so I think that's where the municipal center came from, otherwise it would
Okay.
have been...
We don't
When
have
I
a
was saying town hall, I was trying just to refer to this part of the
This
building.
part.
Although, interesting, the town hall downtown was called Town Hall, that was the
Yeah.
police station, too.
Right, true.
Yeah, you're right.
I think people still call it the town hall.
Yeah.
The municipal center, they'd be looking up there by the highway department or something. I
Yeah.
think we stick with town hall.
If I'm referring to it officially, I call it the municipal center. If I'm talking about it, I call it the town hall.
Right.
Yeah.
Is the police department in the second paragraph at all? Am I not seeing it?
It comes later.
It comes later, the public safety. On the next page,
Yeah,
page
page
3.
3.
So I say we leave it as town hall, it sounds like.
Then we can say in
Official
paragraph
address
located
is
within the municipal center.
29 Depot Street.
Yeah. I can say
On
also.
all the letterheads.
AKA?
Because it
What did
says
they call in the last master plan?
Good question.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
Hold on.
I don't have a copy. I know we all had a copy of it, whatever they called it in the last master plan, right?
I don't know, Michael, but my guess would be municipal center.
Okay.
Yeah,
I think that's what it was.
Yeah, just something.
it's a long time ago.
Yeah, and I just want to, this chapter kind of differs from the structure of the previous chapters before, where I'm starting with a lot of like background information and descriptions, but I just felt like that was kind of needed just to preface before we dive into, okay, what are the issues, the challenges, like, okay, what are the existing conditions? So, but if you want us to kind of like restructure it to be more similar to the other chapters where we go right into like key findings and priorities and issues, I can do that, but
No,
I
this
just
is
felt
good.
for this.
No, I think that's
This
the
is,
thing.
yeah.
The old master plan had it referred to as the municipal center.
Okay, so
There you go.
change it to municipal
Yep.
center. It's fine,
Give me a minute, I'll find it.
because,
the municipal center is the building,
yeah.
which also includes the police. So I think you need to include the police in that second
This
paragraph.
picture, that's a picture of the municipal center.
Correct.
But that's not ours, is it?
Yeah. It took me a
Yeah.
while to figure out,
That's
but
the back of
drone-
it.
It's
That's
from the back
of it.
side.
So I think, honestly, I
Okay.
think
The rear of
it's
the
fine the way it
building.
is,
Oh, okay.
because the first sentence of the police department says, located in the municipal center, so
Yeah.
it's mentioned there.
Okay.
I think when she mentions the municipal center as far as town hall, she wants to talk about the other departments, like administration and planning, so there's the differentiation right there.
It says departments, and it's called the police department, isn't it?
Well, that, they have that listed on page 3.
Yeah, I know, but shouldn't it all be under one municipal center and who's here? In my reading. It's up to the board.
Yeah, probably the police department should come before the water and sewer department.
So it
Yeah,
does,
why does it have its own little, it's located here?
Nobody knows I'm here. Stealth. I've got a few corrections on water sewer department. I started on that this morning, but I got sidetracked with granite curbing on Depot Street, and that consumed my entire day. So I did not get the corrections to you, but there are corrections coming.
I would love to see those, yep. Do you want to just email them to me?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Yeah, I think that's easier.
Because I have to sit with Bob Sullivan to finalize it,
Yeah.
and I never got to him today.
Well, it's
I've been
something we
trying to get in
can look
contact
at.
with him. Would you be able to say, hey, give Emily a call or something? 'Cause I've reached out to him a few times. He's the head of the...
Yeah, water sewer department.
Yeah, I've been trying to, but no luck. Yeah, you can just say, keep an eye out.
I work
for-
with them, so it's
Oh, okay.
So before we get this finalized, Bob's gonna
Yeah.
send you changes. Is that something we can also see?
Yeah, we can talk about the changes at the next meeting.
At the water sewer?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Why don't
I mean-
I'll send an updated version of this, and I'll list all the changes that
Oh,
have been
good.
made to you all.
Okay.
For like the next meeting. How does that sound?
It's basically the second paragraph, water mains along Northeast Main Street. There's also North Street and Gilboa Street and Lackey Dean
Got it.
Road.
Yeah, that's big.
and real quick, on the highway department, didn't Adam say last time that emergency events such as water main breaks are actually the water department and the highway department just helps with them?
They assist.
Yeah, so under highway department, you actually have emergency events such as water main breaks are under the responsibility of the department, meaning they're under the responsibility of the highway department. But they're actually under the responsibility of the water and sewer, highway just helps.
Got it. Okay, I'll clarify that.
Actually, just remove that sentence. And put that in water sewer.
Yeah.
Awesome. This is so helpful. Thank you all.
Emily, I had a couple of things. So for some of these topics, we've included some costs that, what things cost, where they are. Should we do it for each section that we can? Like, for instance, in the highway department, should we include what it actually costs to pave, generally speaking? Or, because I don't think that the general public understands how expensive it is to maintain roads, and I think it's $1 million a mile, something like that.
Doesn't that number fluctuate quite a bit?
Month to month, pretty much.
I was thinking of adding like the most recent fiscal year budget for each department and the number of people like that they have to staff. Would that be helpful? Or do you want additional kind of like what it costs for
I'm
them
not
to
sure. It
operate?
just, we have it for some, but not others,
Yeah.
so I didn't know if you...
Yeah, and even if the cost goes up and down, just like knowing the magnitude, I think would be good to include.
I mean, you could even say for 2025, the monthly, on average, cost of paving a road, you know?
So when you talk about paving, are we talking about overlays or are we talking about full depth reconstructions? There's a big difference in the cost there.
Huge difference.
Yeah, I think what we're looking to put in, though, is the first thing they say is, I'm paying all these taxes, why don't I have a good road in front of my house? That's why you don't have one.
Just maybe an average.
Yeah.
Between,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, like out by, like heading out towards Whittier, like, what did it cost to do that strip per mile, say?
Yeah.
You know, like you say, a ballpark, you know, that's a average road, I'd say, in the town of Douglas.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
But also the details specific to like the road maintenance and stuff, that could be in the transportation chapter.
What did Adam get, 960,000, chapter 90, with the town match?
I think it was less than that.
The exact numbers I can't
Whatever
answer.
that stretch on Northwest Main was,
Yeah.
that's a year's worth of chapter.
Right. But I'm just saying, that would be, because in reality, how many roads in town have sidewalks and everything else that are getting repaved? It's all the older roads like out there. So that would be, I would say, like an average of what you're gonna kind of run across for paving.
Yeah.
Because normally if you're paving the road, you're not doing the sidewalks too. Unless it's a major reconstruct.
You could do a range,
Yeah.
this range to that.
Correct.
You know?
Yeah.
Or even a table that says, this is what it costs to repair potholes, this is what it costs to do this is what it costs to do that, you know?
I don't think we have to get in that specific.
No.
But I mean, you could have it in the transportation section, and then you
Because
could
next
have
year,
people
those
reference
costs go
back to
up.
it.
By the time you
Right.
print this book,
Yeah.
those
Right.
costs are obsolete.
Antiquated, yeah. But like you said, as of this year, average cost to pave a mile of road,
Right.
$1 million.
And that's if you don't have to do all the drainage.
Understand, average.
So, yeah, so average on the low end, $1 million, on the high end.
I end $1.5 million or whatever,
Right, right.
$1.2 million.
2 million for doing drainage.
We can, I mean, maybe
Adam would be able
if we
to
want to
tell
get
you.
more specific, we could put it in the appendix too.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something simple like currently road improvements far exceed available
Yes.
revenue,
Okay,
Yeah.
that's good.
you know? And that kind of expresses our plight.
And then I just want to, on the fire department description, I just want to double check the, how many days they're on and off. I think that it's different than what's printed here.
Okay, yeah. That was just taken from an interview, so I'll just,
Okay.
yeah, and that's the other thing. I also want to send this to each of the departments and just
Great.
have them like
Great.
fact check and make sure
Yep.
I'm expressing this correctly. So I'll definitely check that.
For the highway, can I throw out, you guys eliminated emergency events such as water main breaks under the responsibility of the department as well. Can you change that to assistance is provided by the highway department for emergency events such as water main breaks? Because they should get credit.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They
it's
are
an added
out there
responsibility.
in the middle of the night, freezing temperatures. And when there's a water break tonight, there's an ice truck, sand truck out there as well.
Yep.
And it taxes the entire department where they will have the next day off.
Even like trees that get blown down into the road and all that, it's the highway department that cleans it all up.
Yep.
When it's snowing and ice, and they're the ones that are out there in the cold, and we're all sitting there nice and warm in our beds.
So that
I got it.
fourth sentence, did you strike that one and put in the one I suggested?
Yep.
And they do have roadway upkeep on a very limited budget already in there.
Yeah, still wait. We were trying to get the capital improvement plan as well, which should have some data in it, and the most recent annual report I was kind of waiting on.
Library is not listed on the National Register of Historic Places.
Okay. I don't know.
What page is that on, Rebecca?
5.
Does anyone know how many students the high school holds or is designed to hold? Or service or whatever?
More than what we have.
I think we can get that from our notes with the, that we had from the interview with the principal.
I mean, when they built the new one, it must have must be up there somewhere.
Yeah, I think the principal cited it when we chatted with himself. It's usually pretty accessible, too.
So Rebecca, you're saying it's not listed?
Nope, the only properties in town that are on the National Historic Register are the Jenks Store and the Hayward Mill, and then Old Douglas Center.
What's the process for getting it listed? Would it be?
It's a process, and the problem is we're trying to do the downtown Old Mill District, and it falls within that, so they don't want us doing the library separate, because we had actually asked about doing the library, this building, and the old fire station. We wanted to put those three, and they said as long as we were trying to do the whole district, they didn't want us trying to submit the 3 buildings individually.
Nice, okay.
What if people don't vote for the whole district?
Well, because we're doing a National Historic District and not a local, there's no voting needed, because we're not requiring people to do anything, not requiring people to follow bylaws. We're basically, it's a pretty plaque, and it might help with grants.
Okay.
That's all that it really is. It's a designation more than anything.
People don't have to come here to tell you what color they're going to paint their house.
No, they tried to do it in '89, and it got shot down so fast in '89. So honestly, I think today we wouldn't even get our foot in the door, never mind get far enough to get shot down.
Does it add a layer of complexity for funding if they redo downtown?
No.
No.
Nope. Like I said, it's really just a pretty designation more than anything, and actually might help with funding, because you can say that you're doing it to improve and try and maintain the integrity of the town.
Okay. The CMRPC is working on downtown plans right now.
Yep.
You're going to be leading that, right?
I will. Not getting rid of me yet. What else here? There's a couple tables in here that I think are more appropriate to be in the appendix, but I just wanted you to check them out. Oh, I had a question on the boards and committees table on page 9. Okay, so is there a recreation commission? Is there an active one? Okay.
If you have talked to them.
Oh,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, they aren't on the website for some reason.
They're not, the Historic Commission's not, which we're also, I don't think we're on here. The Historic Commission's also not on here.
Okay.
And I believe there's 5 on each of us.
Okay, Historic Society and Historic.
Nope, Historic Commissions.
The Open Space Committee, they're appointed, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that should be that they're appointed.
Emily, what might help, go to the town website and go to the last annual report, and they should list all of the town departments in the very beginning with all of the number of people that are appointed, and even if there are, or elected, and even if there are open spaces, they'll let you know that there was, somebody should be here and it was open, so that'll let you know how many there should be.
Yeah, I was struggling to find the most recent one I could find was 2022.
They're not out yet.
That is the last that has been published.
Oh, really? Okay.
A little on page 10, under building and facilities, it says the town engineer also serves the committee as a non-voting member.
Actually, that's in our bylaw, so we
Really?
can't,
So we can't do it? All right.
it would have to be amended at town
All right,
meeting floor.
okay.
So I think we had decided to keep it.
Okay.
Just never know, we might get
And
another.
the Housing Authority, I was struggling to find how many people serve on that.
There are
Find a place to
5
get more
members.
money.
Right, and they're appointed.
They're elected, unless there's an opening between elections. They'll appoint someone until the next election, but there are 5 total.
So elected, Rich, you said?
Yes.
What committee is that?
Housing Authority, on 11.
Now, Economic Development Commission, 5, not 3. Carol?
What's that?
Meg?
I'm sorry?
Economic Development, page 10.
Yep.
Economic Development Commission, shouldn't that be 5?
It's supposed to be 5, I think.
5,
Yeah.
because it says 3.
Yeah.
There's only 3 people.
Oh.
Right, but it's a committee of 5.
Yeah.
Committee of 5.
I believe so, yes.
So the annual report can help us get those numbers right.
And Conservation Commission, I think they lowered that because they couldn't get enough people to sign on. I'm not sure, but
Who's on the commission?
at one point, there were only 3 people. And 2 was a majority
John, how many,
Died? Is that what you said?
What's that?
how many are on Concom?
after I resigned.
5?
Good question.
It was Tracy.
I don't know.
Just in time, it's bad news.
I think it's
Luck.
I thought it was 7.
It was 7
It
originally.
could be.
Then it went to 5, and it's like a special mandate that the commission can change its full board. Because at one time, it was only 3.
Well, that's all that, nobody wanted to do it.
Well, Tracy was chair, and there were 2 other people.
Right.
Mike,
Yeah.
yeah, and somebody else, I can't remember who, but
Mark,
But I think officially the position's available, isn't it, 7?
well, they would have to officially increase their standing members to a certain number to make sure the quorum is correct going forward. Yeah.
So I can't answer that.
But I think it's probably 5 now. Because they're, you know,
We'll check with the chair.
sure, great, thanks.
So, sorry, regarding the Housing Authority, I wanted to make a correction there. It's a little more convoluted. It's actually 5. There's 3 elected and 2 appointed.
What's that on with housing?
Housing.
Housing
It's
Authority.
5.
3 elected,
Elected.
2 appointed.
Are you on that?
Yeah. For now. You want to be on there, Bob? No?
I'll give up sleep or food or just let me know when I gotta give up.
Concom has 7, Concom has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 full members, 2 alternates. so
2
5.
alternates.
So it's 5 now?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think Katie just became a full one
Yes.
alternate.
Yeah.
So 5 members.
Sleep is overrated anyway.
Yeah, I hear you.
Any ones that we're missing? Historic and,
Historic and rec, like I said, I'm pretty sure rec is 5 as well.
The, so where it got voted in, right to Farm Committee,
Not yet.
not yet.
Hasn't been approved by the
Nope.
Attorney General yet.
Okay. Nope.
Doesn't
Yep.
exist until.
Okay, no, I didn't know if that was on the,
Yeah.
I've been released.
It will be if that happens. But not as of
I
today.
wouldn't put it aside.
No.
Yeah, because we don't know when we're
we don't know,
from the
okay.
attorney.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was
Yeah.
already predetermined, okay.
And Emily, rec is elected
elected, okay.
every 3 years.
do they have like a time that they're supposed to get back with that information?
They do, but they haven't been. It's supposed to be 90 days, but this is the first time in my career that they've gone well beyond that for the last...
That means they're thinking of it.
You gotta remember, it's the state.
So Mike, hold that thought.
And even
At
if they
1:35,
don't get back to us, it's not a guarantee that
when
they'll
you're on
approve
this
all of it.
committee, 2035, bring up that.
Yeah, okay. I'm not gonna be worried about it too much. Not one bit.
Yeah, so even if they get back to
I
us,
was on
we
the
may have
last
to go
one, but
back
I
to
won't be
town
on the
meeting
next
next
one.
month.
Yeah.
I would leave it out until that happens, and we're sure.
Yeah, because if it goes to town meeting, then like that's going to be after the plan's being worked on by the graphic designer, and we can't really make big changes after
Yeah,
that point.
yeah.
So.
And I don't know, should Oktoberfest be on there? On the
Yeah, if
town?
they're coming.
Yeah,
Yeah, 'cause
so,
that's a committee.
yep, so Oktoberfest has 5 as well, and they look to be appointed.
She's just full of information.
Yeah.
Well, if we're going there, we do have the new Heritage and Honor
The new
Committee.
250th,
Yes.
or what do you call it now?
Well, now it's the Douglas Heritage and Honor Committee.
Okay.
We changed it actually last
So it
night.
can be like an ongoing committee,
That's
so
our intention, yeah.
that
Oh,
should
should
be
I add that in?
included.
Yeah,
What, okay.
yeah.
And that's 5 appointed members.
Are we going to have a parade?
We're hoping so.
That'd be nice.
July 4th fireworks.
What, sorry,
They used to.
repeat what it was the historic,
The Heritage and Honor.
What's the name again? For
Douglas Heritage and Honor Committee.
Cool, got it. Okay.
All right, am I missing anything?
And the purpose would be community events and such.
Yeah, all right.
Wait, was this, well, is this this is the new copy? Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, moving forward. Town finances on page 12. Tried my best to summarize how the town basically operates in terms of revenue and expenditures. Had some charts in there, noting that property taxes are the town's largest revenue source, and the commercial portion of that is growing. Saying that this town does get state aid, but it doesn't fully fund what is really needed at the local level. Yeah, if there's any other like details or like more clarifying charts or something I should include, just let me know.
Can you add the word development after economic, third sentence?
What page?
Second paragraph, page 12. Second paragraph, third sentence, however, with recent economic development progress.
Yes.
The TA gave us some information on like the next 5 years budget forecast that we're thinking about including as well. Talking about how the town is like with the school costs, it's heading into a deficit. But with potential new like economic development projects that could turn around maybe with the Sand and Pine.
It looks like the town budget went up 25% in 5 years. That's pretty quick growth.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's possible, but is there any way that you can break out what percentage each, because like you look at the numbers and you see the numbers, but if you could see like the schools are getting 70%, this is getting this, like I think a percentage when you can see like the whole pie and see what little everybody's getting has much more of an impact than seeing like the straight numbers.
Sure. Yeah, I could change these into like percentage kind of charts and then maybe in the appendix have the full like numbers. I don't know.
Or next to the number, have the percentage of that budget?
Yeah.
In parentheses?
Yeah, I could do that too.
We already have like the actual percentages from the TA. We could just throw them in there.
I just think it's more like a percentage for some reason more powerful because it gives you like, oh wow, they only get 1% as opposed to seeing a little line. You're like, oh okay.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Yep.
And like we have that like since the last override, only 25% of the new funding has gone to non-school municipal departments. We can talk about that.
Yeah, I think that's included in here, yeah. But yeah. It's tough to make this stuff just easy to read and, I don't know, it's the arbitrary. I was having a hard time going through all this data. All right.
It's interesting here, though, on the bottom of page 12, where it says, with growing population and increased cost, but the population isn't increasing in the schools. The town is increasing in population somewhat, but the schools are not increasing.
Right, that's a good point.
Which is good.
Well, yeah, well, and maybe not in the
Unless
long
we're
run,
paying them
when
to go somewhere else.
everybody's all old and there's no young people, it won't be so good.
We also don't know what the homeschool population increase is because I think there's a large homeschool increase.
But, I don't think that has anything to do with declining enrollment because it's everywhere. The whole United States is in it. Everybody just plays with their phone.
Does our school enrollment include like Blackstone Valley Tech and Aggie? Or is it
No.
only our school numbers that we report?
Our school, that's a good question. I don't think they've decreased in the trade schools, no.
Well, those numbers have always gone up.
Right, right.
So do we have the same amount of kids, but less are coming here and more are going elsewhere?
Nah, I don't think we're losing them through
And
that.
on the state
No,
website.
that's not where we're losing them.
It says what we have in our schools.
Right.
Does not include Valley Tech.
Right, right,
Does not
right.
include Whitensville
Right.
Christian. Does not
So
include.
Valley Tech would be listed with their own population.
Right.
That's right.
Which consists of
They're
all the
like a
towns.
private
Right,
school.
right.
But it'd be interesting to see a percentage, maybe even of the pie chart of non-Douglas Public School students.
That we contribute money to.
It sounds like it's substantial.
We get more, we have more that come, you know, here you have the school choice. We have more choosing into Douglas than we have choosing out. So,
We do?
yeah, more people want to come here than want to leave.
It's the pizza.
You have plenty to choose from.
All those topics. And someday they'll come to the town.
That's right. Tell them that's gonna happen.
I'd like to see.
We have to preserve our Main Street.
Yeah, I'll look into that, see if I can find like some kind of breakdown. Probably talk to the superintendent.
Yeah.
See if he has those data.
I think it would be good if we can, the superintendent can tell us the money coming in through choice in, and like the trade-off between like retaining students and adding more programs to retaining students versus the cost of not doing that, like not funding capital projects, and then like the loss of students going to BVT, if that's going to cost them more than it would be to like have the capital projects and spend the money on that, but also get more money by retaining students and having more choice in funding. That was all over the place, but but like if we can ask them that would be good data to have.
Move forward to key findings. I mean, a lot of these we have reviewed at the previous meeting when I first sent out this, I don't know when that was, this summer. So we had talked about facility spaces needed. I mean, that was just a common theme when we had done all the interviews. So I just kind of cleaned up the language around here. And then instead of like including all the descriptions of each department's needs, I just referred to the municipal departments and facilities section. Don't have too much else to say on that, but I could add in some more information about the town hall expanding to the second floor, I think, because I wasn't sure the status of that when I wrote that, so I will add some more information on that. Municipal center.
So, Emily, on page 26, action item, implement recruitment and retention strategy to maintain a thriving workforce. This is a tough one because, you know, throughout my career, among planners especially, there's always a debate over private sector versus public sector. And the reason I stayed in the public sector was because I had colleagues in the private sector, and, you know, there's certain aspects like traveling, especially when you have a young family. There's things like, obviously, you could potentially make more in the private sector, but there are other trade-offs, such as traveling. When we had the recession back in, 2009, I had colleagues in the private sector that get hit much harder than the public sector did, who had their entire staff laid off from under them. So your work is not guaranteed in the private sector. You know, you have to go out and bid on jobs and you might not get it. So, and when you talk about benefits packages, so there's a trade-off. When you're in the public sector, you do get more holidays. You do get more time at home. You know, whereas I had friends that was consultants say, yeah, I don't get Columbus Day off because if I have a contract coming up that I need to satisfy, I'm working through that weekend. So I think it's tricky when you talk, yes, there are going to be certain limitations financially when you work for town government. However, you have other benefits that are not quantifiable. And that's just a trade-off that every individual has to decide whether or not they want to make.
And I've worked at both, the private and the public, and working for the public sector, it's all about the benefits.
Yes.
It's not about the money.
Yes.
It's about the benefits.
Yes. But you
Long-term
realize that,
benefits and the pension plans and things like that.
Yep.
So that's something the town maybe should be promoting more.
Yeah, and the fact is, trying to
hire.
get younger people to think more than the next year or two. Realize that 30 years goes by like that. And boy, am I glad that I have that pension, because you don't know how much money you're going to need to sustain yourself after retirement. Life expectancy, cost of things, you don't know what it's going to be 25, 30 years down there.
That's true, John, because honestly, in 1986, I was on the water department in town here. And had I stayed, I'd be sitting pretty.
I mean, just in Stoughton alone, the engineering department had two engineers and a secretary who came from a place in Taunton, I forget. I think it may have been Hayward, Boyan, and Williams. I know lots of people who come to the public sector late in life trying to get to 10 years, just so they're vested, because they spent their careers. And what I always thought when I'm sitting at a planning board meeting and there's a project engineer sitting there presenting that they're getting paid, and then I found out that's not the case, that they don't get paid extra for that. The company gets paid more, but they don't. So lots of these things that I've learned over the years, the benefits of working in the public sector that you don't get in the private sector. So, could you make $10,000 a year more? Yeah. But is that really worth it after taxes and things like that? And, for instance, my son, he's a journeyman electrician in Rhode Island, and he works for J&J Electric, and he's not unionized. And then I found out that if he became unionized, for instance, he goes and does a job in New Hampshire, his boss pays for their lodging if they have to stay overnight. Unions wouldn't do that. So these fringe benefits that you don't realize when you're weighing your options.
There you go.
So I think that's something that the town needs to be promoting, the benefits of working for municipal government that go beyond the gross salary.
It is.
Yeah. But it's all over.
Yeah, I was watching an interesting webinar on this whole topic too, and I'm going to the MMA conference, the Mass Municipal Association conference on Friday. I don't know if anyone else is going, but they have a session on this, so I'm excited to learn more about public works and retention and building the younger workforce as well. So I'll definitely incorporate anything I learned from that into this.
So kind of going back to what Rebecca had just said, of maybe a pie chart of funds, looking at the bottom of page 16, voices from the community, there's a lot of mentions of funding the schools better and more. And I think if people know how much money goes to the schools, their perspective might change on that a little bit.
Dan, did you have something?
I think it's
if you don't mind, just quickly on I guess like the perception of doing the government work versus the private sector. I've mostly been a private sector guy, with the exception of this committee. So I've always looked at serving in the public sector as being of its service to the community, and it is what we do. I think it came from our founding fathers. I forget who said it, but once you become successful in the private sector, you return back to the public sector in order to give back to your community, and that it really shouldn't be looked at as a career move, maybe outside of very certain specific positions. But I think that the benefits that we get in the public sector are substantial, and so, but from the perspective of the private sector, to be able to fund all of those benefits and all of that pay and all those vacations that are going to get, I mean, it really just looks like higher taxes to the rest of us. So there is some kind of back and forth.
That's why pension
promote to the young generations of various directions to go for the highway. Just my perspective.
All right, thanks, Dan. Did you have something, Margaret?
Yeah, I was going to say, that's why pensions are becoming a thing of the past, because the cost associated with it.
Exactly. There's no such thing as a long-term job anymore. That stuff is long gone. Unfortunately.
The other thing, too, is people don't realize how much unfunded pensions in the public sector there is. And at some point, those chickens are going to come home to roost, and when they do, it's not going to be good.
It's all on projection.
Yeah.
But they can come to Douglas, because we can farm now.
We got plenty of chickens.
If I can throw one thing out there. I know there's a great graph on page 21, but on page 4, when you have the school district, and you break down each school, shouldn't maybe the opening paragraph state where the population of the school has seen a rise and fall in attendance? And then reference this chart, because they're so far apart, to show how much of a rise and fall there has been. You're mentioning how many students are in the school, but at one time there was almost, an extra 700-800 students. So maybe as an opening paragraph mention, this is what is attending now, but there was a great rise and fall in the attendance of students in the public school system.
So you'd like to see a bit of a history?
And like reference page 21 or something, so they can actually see what's going on instead of being on page 4. Now you're going to the back of the book. It's like, you might not pick this up and realize why there's such a variable in the schools.
But right now, we're 25 years out. We got less students than we had 25 years.
Well, yeah, and that's what I'm saying, mention
Even
it
after
in
they had the rise and everything.
in the opening of the schools, what is going on as
Yeah.
far as that. Just say, hey, so you're aware.
On page 28, I can get you these changes, but this last year, we used the green communities to update to LED lights in the town hall, the police department, and the middle school.
Yes, I was looking.
What
And the
page?
library
What
on
page?
28. Also, we were supposed to do the lights in the post office, but the post office went ahead and did those on their own. So we use those lights in the library. And we're going for further grants in 2026.
How'd you get so far ahead?
I looked
Are you
at
trying
it
to tell us
today.
something?
I reviewed it before. I reviewed it ahead of time.
Oh, you mean to read it ahead of time like we're supposed to?
Yeah.
Well, to go
Teacher's
back
pet.
to page 17, if you get a chance, Emily, I know we've talked about this before, key finding, and it talks about residents have indicated a need for stronger communication, particularly to improve transparency and openness. How do you improve that with what we're doing now? Everything's on TV. How do you improve transparency? It seems like that's the buzzword everywhere.
Well, and here's the thing, I don't know where this would fit in, but this is just from the experience that we went through with this most recent right to farm bylaw. I really think the select board should adopt some kind of social media policy. Because the lies that people tell, unsubstantiated, just making stuff up.
Yeah.
Not having it.
And the
accusing
the not
a member of a
full
department of doing something illegal without any evidence because they heard it from somebody else. It's a huge problem.
It's been a big
And it's going to
problem.
cost the town. It's going to cost somebody.
For a long
Yeah.
time now.
And as employees, we've got to be careful, we've got to be careful defending ourselves. We've got to be careful what we say.
It's becoming a huge issue. I had somebody that I'm friendly with in the town of Rutland who ran for select board, and he's former military, former police officer in Uxbridge, and somebody put out there that if he gets elected, he's gonna basically cut the budgets of all these things. They made up some nasty stuff about him, and that's how his opponent won the election, because it's just put out there.
How do you stop that?
I don't that's a good question.
But that's been going on for 30 years.
Nah, it's gotten worse. I
Well,
don't.
it's a cesspool, that
Yeah.
social media. It really is a cesspool.
And that's
it's
why
called
it's gotten worse.
freedom of
because
speech.
Social media is what I know.
I think.
But where does
I know
it
it's
go
all
from
It's called
here?
freedom of speech.
But but, whoa.
Slander.
Where do you go from freedom of speech to defamation of character?
But they do it anonymously.
Yep.
They throw whatever
Yeah.
they want out there, and it's anonymous, and it's
Right.
been going on for years.
Yep.
I've been, subject to it myself when I was a town employee up in Spencer. It was terrible. Terrible.
So when you talk about, honestly, it's so funny because I have colleagues in the field and I keep my eye on things, and I just saw that there's a community, I forget the name of the community, up in the North Shore that has been trying to fill their planning director position for over a year.
Is it Ipswich?
What's that? No, it starts with an S, and it's not Salem, it's another one, I forget what it was. But they recently reposted again, so I just looked online for some articles, and basically they had a couple hires who backed down on the position because they went on social media and saw how much the residents were bashing the department heads, and they said, I want nothing to do with that. And they went to another town. So,
Well, you get that everywhere, though.
yeah, but when you talk about recruiting people
But you can't
and getting
control
people
it.
to come to a town, again, I'm just saying.
I know.
I'm
It
just
is
saying.
it is a big
It's-
problem.
it's a problem.
And it's been a big problem for a long time.
Because younger people want to come in and do their jobs. And they don't want to put up with being slandered and being bashed when they're trying to come in and do a good job for the town. Just saying, it's becoming an issue. And so, I don't know what can be done about it, but it needs to be, something needs to be done about it at some point. If the town really wants to retain its professionals,
So how does the town fight that?
Yeah. How
I know
does that
towns that
work?
have social media policies that just come out and say, just accusations will not be tolerated, even if it's just, calling someone to a meeting and saying, this is
You
not,
can't.
it's not going to be
It's
tolerated.
free speech. You can't.
Yeah, but can the town sue for defamation?
Are you talking like employee to employee?
No,
or-
I'm talking about residents to town staff.
There's not much you can do about that. Unless
No,
they say something
that's called freedom of speech.
that's,
You really got to say something pretty bad.
Yeah.
And it's a complete lie.
You're right.
Like
There are
you said.
laws against slander and defamation, that's why we have them. So I don't totally agree. I think there is a crossing of a line that goes to slander and defamation, and it's been crossed.
Well, then it's a civil issue, right? If they
But
want to
if
take
you're
the
an
person to
employee,
court.
what are you supposed to do about that?
Legal proceedings are expensive.
Yeah, well, that's the other problem.
So will town council support someone's claim?
I don't know,
Someone's
that's a good question.
bringing a charge against someone who
That's a
defamed them
good question.
through social media?
That's a good question, so.
It could be a civil issue. They'd have to take it to court on their own and sue the person that said it.
I don't know if that's something we can talk about in the master plan.
yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think you're right.
But when you talk about transparency in communication and things like that, and you talk about that, and you talk about recruiting and retaining people, those two things are connected.
So back to how do we improve transparency and openness? It seems to me we're pretty transparent and open.
I agree, Margaret. I mean, all our meetings are
Everything's recorded.
is recorded and it's public access,
Will the-
to meeting minutes and
Will the new
everything
website,
else. And
will the new website make it easier for departments to upload minutes and have that type of stuff?
it's
or
supposed to make everything easier. We'll see.
Okay.
Is it a little easier than it used to be to find the meetings? Because I used to have a problem doing it, then you had to bring it
Yeah,
up on,
again, it's supposed, and I
What
got
was that?
problems on the,
not Facebook, some other thing.
Honestly,
YouTube.
I go onto YouTube and I type in
Yeah.
the town, the board, and the date, and
And
it's
it's-
right up.
that's the
very
easiest way to
easy.
do it.
It's very
Seriously.
easy. At a certain point,
We
it's
need
responsibility
we
of
need
the
a
person.
tutorial
Right.
for people, and then they can see it.
I'm so glad to hear that the town's going to hire someone to do some upgrades to the website. I think it needs it, and I think it can only help.
Yep.
big time.
Yep. So what do we got? What's next?
I mean, I did put together an action item, which we can adjust the wording kind of on that. It was on page 30 for me, but I think my pages are a little different. But it was saying, create a townwide communication and engagement strategy to improve transparency about municipal services, projects, budgets, meetings, and ways to get involved. And even just promoting, the good stuff, all the stuff that Bob is doing, just putting a positive spin on kind of what is happening, having maybe descriptions of and breakdowns of town meeting articles or budgets. There are little ways, but I know there is that kind of greater issue of this toxicity that is out there on social media and people who will... Oh, saucus, okay.
Sorry. I knew I'd think of it.
Sausage? That's a great
Sausage,
pizza.
yeah.
That's a great pizza.
Pepperoni. The thing is, for that, to get the word out and get all that detail that people are looking for, that's a whole nother paid position, if not two. Because every, board meeting, I mean, some people say, oh, I was never told about this project going in, or, just down the street.
Right.
Even though they're not a direct abutter, they wouldn't know.
Right, like a communications manager or something like that.
But stuff comes into the municipal center all the time, conservation, planning board. Unless you're watching it on YouTube, you don't know.
And the tough thing is, I don't understand why Mass General Law says that when someone needs a variance to expand their deck 6 inches into the setback, they have to notify everyone within 300 feet. But yet, for a major subdivision, it's direct abutters when it's going to affect the whole town. That makes no sense to me, but that's the law.
State law, right?
Yep.
There's a lot of state laws that are pretty useless.
Yeah.
Like those owner project managers that we have to have, they cost us a small fortune. Because they get the, they get these things, the lobbyists put these things through.
Well, what's ridiculous is I think this happened right around COVID when I was at Stoughton. We used to advertise in the Patriot Ledger because it was much less expensive for the applicant than the Brockton Enterprise.
Right.
Then the Patriot Ledger went to online only, yet the state law says online legal ads don't count.
Right.
It has to be in a physical paper, but yet who gets physical newspapers?
Nobody does anymore.
Right.
That's why the state laws need to keep up with what's happening at the town level and in the private sector level and things like that. So we had no choice but to change to the Brockton Enterprise, and now an applicant has to pay $600 for a legal advertisement for a public hearing before the planning
Crony
board rather than
capitalism.
$200.
That's what it is.
What's that?
Crony capitalism.
A lot of things in this state that don't make sense.
No, it's been around.
Big dig.
There you go. Yes, right.
Rebecca, you have the newsletter from the library that's kind of a good update of things happening in the town.
I do my best.
Do you have like a way of seeing how many people are actually on that list?
I've got, unfortunately, only 270. I don't know how else to get it out to people. We've put it in the papers. But I've got an open rate of over 70%, which isn't bad. And I've started doing it where all of the town meetings, I'm hyperlinking directly to the meeting. So they can just, if they have a curiosity about that meeting, they can just click on it and it'll give the agenda or any information right about that meeting.
So maybe we can think about some ways to promote that newsletter and get it out more.
Because anybody who's used it has said it's been helpful, so.
Newsletters are great, but they're a lot of work putting this together.
Actually, I can usually do it in about a half a day to a day. It all depends.
That's a lot of work.
Is that
Once a month, yeah. Honestly, it's a lot more helpful when people send me the information and I don't have to go on the cesspool to find the information. Because that's the worst part is I have to troll Facebook to get information from the different places. And that's the worst part, honestly. That's the part I hate about it.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess we're just hopping around. There was one graphic that I had included that I got permission to use. My colleague Sarah created it, and I got permission to use it. On what's like the pretty circle one? Where is that?
Pretty circle.
That's what I was calling it.
It's in.
She called it a trilemma, but I called it the pretty circles.
Yeah, it's Key Finding 7.
Yeah, Key Finding 7. This is one that I added in from the previous
What page?
22.
22.
22 for me.
Yeah, 22.
Okay, cool. what do you think about this?
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to call it. A Venn diagram, where it's kind of showing the town is going to have to make choices at some point. It's the way it's going is not sustainable with keeping, very low density, keeping all the services going and the community members want, and keeping the low tax rates. There is some kind of trade-offs that are going to have to happen there. So I was trying to kind of explore that in this key finding, which is saying Douglas is challenged with maintaining municipal service delivery at affordable rates while protecting its residential character. Something we've kind of talked about a lot, so I just wanted to...
So what does this graph mean? Or pretty picture mean?
So the areas where it does intersect, so you could have stable services along with low taxes, but you're going to have to sacrifice some of the
But you'd have to
density.
explain what this is. I mean, I'm looking at it and I'm like, what does not exist mean?
Yeah, right.
You
can't have low taxes, low density, and stable services. You're not getting all three of them
The thing is,
together.
though, the density thing,
Page 22 for me.
housing is a negative revenue because of the schools. So density is not the answer. You increase single-family homes or homes in general, and again, what does it cost? $15,000, $17,000 to educate one child in the school system. So you add children, you have 2 kids in a household. That's $35,000 right there.
You know what?
And it's more if they go to
There's
Tech or
houses
Wilson.
going out on the Douglas Beach, called the Douglas Pike out there and everything. It's houses selling for 1.2. There's not a single kid in them. But by the time people can afford those houses, they didn't have any kids to begin with, and the kids are long gone. So most of those houses that are going up today are not, everybody that I'm talking to is putting up houses, not a single kid going into the school system.
Really?
And they're not having a lot of calls for police service either. They don't have the domestic disputes and stuff like that. They don't have the drug problems. So those are basically, those houses are cash cows is what they are.
What type of housing is that?
They're
4-bedroom houses?
4-bedroom houses.
But they're McMansions, they're
The
huge.
little McMansions, yeah.
Southeast Maine.
Southeast Maine.
Who's buying them?
Rich people.
Without kids.
Well, I don't know if they're rich people, because basically their own houses your house is going up so much in value. But they're not people that are buying them, that they're not adding to the school system.
Are you finding that in Megan real estate?
It's a mix. It's a mix. So whether they're not going to school here or going elsewhere.
Well, I ask the people that are building them, how many kids these people have? They don't have any kids. They're like 50 years old. They don't have any kids.
Maybe they have grandkids.
Obviously, they're not their first houses.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know why you'd buy a 4,000 square foot house if you don't have kids, though.
It's the prestige, don't you know?
They can have it.
What's that development up on Orange Street?
What's that?
Those are expensive houses going.
Yeah, that's kind of what
That's what I'm
that's the
talking
area
about.
they're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about.
Southeast Maine and that little Orange Street
Yeah.
area.
The walls in front of those
Is
houses.
exactly where they're-
Probably more than what I used to sell houses for.
I said, that's why I think it would be interesting, not just school choice, but it'd be interesting to know number of homeschoolers, number of private school, not just the school choice and the BVT, but the number of kids in a house, regardless of whether or not they're going into the school
School-age
system.
children.
Yeah.
Right. I would think that the town must have an idea of
Does the census
being
give us that?
I don't know.
homeschooled. I mean, these.
Not necessarily. Census.
Yeah.
I don't-
Really? So
they don't get
If
that
half
level
the
of
people
details
turn
about
it in.
who's
So
homeschooling and things like that.
basically, you
Just
could have people who are not
basically
sending their
age.
kids to school and they're getting no education whatsoever.
Exactly.
If you think about that. Now, how come your kids not come to school? I'm homeschooling.
Well, I think that they have to be tracked.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's got to be a tracking something.
Yeah, there is.
Yes.
I'm pretty
It
sure
has
there
to
is.
be.
Because
I
I
don't know,
would
they're looking at me, I
say, this
don't
may
know.
be super unpopular,
I don't work in
but
schools.
if the school current, let's give the high school, for instance, only 256 children are going to the school, then shouldn't we repurpose that for something else? Like areas of the school that could potentially be repurposed for other things? If we're only using a quarter of our high school, and it's fairly up-to-date in terms of security and the way it's built and electrical and heating and all that, shouldn't we look to do something with that area, utilize it for something else?
Security is a big thing.
That's right. Security.
Security.
Well, I remember years ago, we had Chief Foley. He would send the policemen up there to do their paperwork, which isn't a bad thing, having a cruiser in front of a school or having police in the school. If
we do have
we have one or two.
but actually have them do, they need more space, have them send some of their office space, give them a couple of rooms up there, and let's actually have the police departments moving in with these schools.
The administrative end
I
of
think
it.
there should be a police officer in every school.
Right.
I agree.
Just given the way that things are going.
Well, that's true, but then it comes down to the money. But if you got a situation where you got a win-win, you need office space, and you've got them there.
And empty classrooms.
Empty classrooms or something, and have the police where the schools are. I think it's a good idea with stuff that goes on today.
Tricky thing is, like, you get a 40B development in, and then you have more students coming in, but then you already right-sized the school, so then if you, like, repurpose some of the building, it could, like, be a whole thing to bring it back out.
You wouldn't be able to use half of it, but if you could use part of it.
Sure.
If the direction, the trajectory is just not, doesn't look like it's going to be utilized fully.
So where's the need for housing density come from if the student population is decreasing?
What's that?
If the student population has decreased in recent years in Douglas, like I've heard it has, where's
It's
the
not
need
just
for
Douglas
housing
either,
density
though, John.
coming from?
I think it goes beyond schools, too. It's also other services as well.
It doesn't mean that people who need homes necessarily have to have children. You know,
A lot of them don't.
I think it's just a lack of general housing.
Right.
Because those 4,000 square foot houses down on Southeast Main, every town, because that's what's profitable for builders to build. They're not building affordable housing because it's not profitable, and there's no incentive for them to build those homes, those types of homes.
Honestly, that's challenges with 40B, and people say inclusionary zoning. If you try to include affordable housing, 40Bs into every housing development, like you said, they're just not building them because it's not profitable.
They're not going to build for a loss.
You can't afford to. You can't build for free.
But it's kind of a perpetual problem then. It's a vicious cycle.
Absolutely. And people just keep moving further and further and further west in order to get to the affordable spots. Like, I think Springfield is one of the #1 places in Massachusetts from an affordability perspective to buy right now.
So that's what's encouraging the sprawl.
Yeah.
So isn't it more affordable to live in a city where it is more dense and there's more transportation?
No, the
and
rents
have
are
all
high.
those
No,
things?
the rents are higher in cities.
Because the taxes are sky high in the city, so they have to charge more rent.
I think Worcester's like $3,000 for an apartment.
Yeah.
Actually, Ken Frazier just sold his house in Douglas to a couple who was renting an apartment in Milford for $3,000 a month.
Yep.
That's crazy.
So that's a huge upgrade for them, right? So I'm sure it's less than 3,000, maybe?
Well, I doubt
Not.
it.
But even if
Well,
it's
not
equal, you're
when
ahead.
when you buy a $500,000.
You got something to show at the end of the road.
Yeah.
And now
also
your
have to pay
electricity's going to be
taxes.
higher.
Right,
Your heating's going to
insurance,
be higher.
maintenance.
It all comes with it, but
And on the opposite end, when people become empty nesters and want to downsize out of their homes, where do they go?
That's it.
They can't afford $3,000 a month on Social Security and limited incomes.
I know so many
And
people
there's
who
those
aren't selling their houses because they're like, I can't afford
That's
any.
part of the problem. Maybe people would move out of their homes and open up housing units that are available and keep that cycle going if they had somewhere more affordable to go.
That's why I
When
think
we're talking about 55-plus communities and things like that, I think that might be a solution.
But
Yeah, but
those are even selling for $500,000.
Those are $500,000.
Yes.
At least.
Oh, yeah, just
If we have,
stop, yeah.
single-family homes all over the place with 2, 3, 4 acres, I mean, those are people that would have more money to be able to afford those types of things, that have an income, that pay taxes, that purchase things, as opposed to in a high-density environment or people are making minimum wage and they don't make a lot of money, they can't afford a lot of things, so they're not spending money. Don't they pay less in taxes overall? In fact, a tax burden for the rest of everybody else in the community? I mean, isn't it true that the lower echelons of the society and the income scale pay zero taxes effectively? It's the middle class that pays most of the taxes, as far as I understand.
Yep.
But if you're in a house, you're paying the real estate taxes, there's no doubt about that.
Middle class basically pays for mostly everything. They buy the goods from the rich people who sell them at these big box retail stores. And middle class pays for both ends.
There's the reason why the middle class is going away.
Anything else we want to cover?
Well, we were talking about the pretty picture with the circles.
Yeah, we still haven't figured that out.
And so, can anybody figure this out? If somebody's looking at this in the master plan, they're going to say, what does this pertain to?
Dan was, he was,
Oh,
say that
Sorry,
again?
Dan?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, we can move on to the next topic.
No, okay, what were you saying?
So, I mean, I'm just curious among the committee ourselves, if, based on that Venn diagram there, are we trying to move towards a higher density downtown and higher density living, or are we trying to have a more spread out kind of town, low density, high density?
I think what this chart is what this chart's showing, if that's what you're referring to, Dan, is if you move these bubbles, it's how one affects the other type of thing, you know. So I don't think we're looking for more density. It's just how it affects, more density would affect the other things connected with it, you know. You got to
correct. I mean, and so we had the maintenance, the road maintenance guy came in, and man, our roads are terrible. I think that's like the number one thing that most people complain about. So if we want to keep the small town Douglas feel and have good services, then yeah, it's going to cost money in taxes.
Right.
I don't think we can, and having a dense living situation isn't going to fix that. So,
Well, it fixes that if you have like a new sprawling development come in and then you have to add more infrastructure costs to keeping that up, rather than putting in like a building that has like maybe multifamily housing, but it's like within the service range of the existing sewer system and this water system, so you're not having to add in infrastructure costs.
He's talking a lot about the catch basins, like just constantly keeping up with that.
Yeah.
And as we have this sprawling development, that's where like kind of those issues come in. So more work for that department.
And when you have higher density, you promote community.
Yeah.
People become neighbors. There are people that live on, that probably lived next to their neighbor for 10 years and never met them, you know, because you're 200 or 300 feet away. And when you get this smaller density, you promote neighborhood, you promote, you know, a sense of community. If you have children, you promote them playing outside together. I mean, it's just, there's a lot to be said about density.
And there's like the risk of like, if you have more units in, like, so people will say like, well, single family tends to have more like families that have like students than multifamily, but then at the same time multifamily has more units overall, so you are potentially bringing in more students with the multifamily development, but then at the same time people are having less kids in general. So it's like you have some students coming in, but you also have like the less infrastructure costs, and you have all those other benefits that you were talking about. So, and like you're also not eating up more forest land that gives Douglas its rural character. So there's a lot of benefits to density as well.
And we have underutilized buildings downtown. I mean, how many second floors of those older brick buildings are underutilized? Those used to be mixed use. People would live upstairs, have businesses downstairs.
Doesn't get used at all upstairs.
And then, what was it, 50s, 60s, they changed it, so it was all commercial.
Right.
So kind of revisiting that so we can have housing up above, utilized what's there.
Required to put in an elevator, and that might be why.
So if we go beyond
Because it used to be.
7, I'm told, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah, if we go over 2 hours,
minutes.
we'd have to vote to meet longer. So what would you like to do, committee? Do you want to wrap it up? Do we want to continue?
Let's wrap it
I
up.
think we pretty much.
How much more time do you need? 5 minutes, 10 minutes? You good?
I have
Just a
something.
reference again to your trilemma chart. At my shop, I've got a sign on the wall, cheap, fast, good. Pick any two. You can't have all three.
There you go, I like that.
There's got to be trade-offs, so just making sure people understand.
Linda has an item?
Yes, and this was pertaining to the land use chapter, which was way back in October of last year. And it showed the zones, like all industrial, the green is state forest, the gray is industrial, and the white is RA, and you have other zones. And I know that most of this is now state forest, the gray, which is industrial. And nobody could figure out how to get that changed to a different color. So I went on the assessor's website and just typed in Commonwealth of Mass, and up came all the little areas, but you have to zoom in to get the lot lines, which makes it, and so I said, and if you zoom out, it all disappears, all the yellow highlights disappear. So, which way am I looking here? So this is shows that all of that industrial is gone, except for in the north. There's a little bit of industrial left. And all the yellow highlighted lots, parcels, that's all state forest now. So it's pretty deceiving. It looks like we have a lot of industrial, but it's pretty much nothing. And the assessor told me that a lot of the gray up north is also going to become part of state. The person that owns that is in talks with
Yeah,
the
he
state.
passed away in it.
Yeah, they're his descendants.
Descendants, yeah.
So, and all this white RA down here is also state. So if you just do Control P and it prints, and I tape 2 pieces together, because we don't need the whole town, just the state forest portion. And then the trunk line trail goes, into Uxbridge. But it would be nice to not put this map out there, to say we have all this industrial.
Yeah.
Right.
And even I think that, there's commercial out there, and the map has to be somehow in our master plan corrected, I think, because it's, good point. And there's more land being donated all the time, or the state's purchasing it.
Right.
And so that property owner up in the far northwest, all that industrial land that was still industrial is now going to be state forest as well?
I'd say like 90% of it.
Not all of it.
He owns a lot of it in
Some of
between.
it is
I think it
industrial
was Doctor's.
already.
It is industrial, right here. This is all
But some of
industrial.
them have some buildings.
But
I think it's off of
he owns
Jenny
it.
Road.
That M. Smith.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
These are like
eventually,
500 acres.
yes.
Right, that's all going into state forest land.
Forest land.
So, and plus the state forest open space zone,
I gotta talk to DCR.
But he doesn't own the stuff on Cliff Street.
state forest
Get in the entire town.
open space zone, that was voted in at a town meeting in 2000, because master plan recommended it.
Right.
And that's why it was
Benefited.
voted in, but
For
since
having
then,
our-
we've gotten an additional, it has to be over 1,000 acres.
State forest.
Okay.
So it has increased.
I'd like to speak to that, because I was on master plan, and I said, yeah, that's a good idea, state forest overlay. Well, then after I spoke to an assessor, and of course, I guess they weren't aware of what we were doing. She said, what did you do that for?
Yeah, it's for
I
tax
said,
reasons.
she said, well, because, it's the state forest. She said, we get reimbursed based upon the underlying district.
Yes.
Don't ever do that again.
But the thing was, the assessor came to our last meeting, was it?
Yeah.
And he said that doesn't matter, because the state gives you what they give you, no matter what zone it is.
Well,
That's what the assessor said.
but go back and forth and everything else. I don't think we want to call it state forest overlay.
I'm not saying change the industrial, just make sure all of the
But put in, owned by the state forest is what we need to show. We need to show what is owned by the Commonwealth.
Yeah, so those are separate maps too, because we have like the zoning.
Right.
As, like, that's still industrial. So
Right.
we
But
can't
make it
really
a
change-
different
No.
color that shows it's not
Yeah, we can't, yeah, it is what it
usable
is.
as industrial space.
And we can't change the
Ever.
map without going to town meeting, so.
Right. So the zoning map will keep it
Right,
as industrial,
right.
but we'll have a separate map showing the land ownership and showing that it's state forest land.
Okay.
I wonder on the zoning map too, if we can't like have a little asterisk and said, even though this is zoned industrial, it's all owned by the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Well, a separate map
Or
would do it.
Or just, but, just so that when somebody's looking at it, say, wow, look at all that. Well, no, not really, And I know up there on the Webster line, when we were on economic development, we had gotten a grant, we had a whole plan for development up there and everything.
What are they gonna do with it?
Here comes the state, and goodbye to the development.
That's right.
Well, thank you for bringing that
Oh,
up.
you're welcome.
Thanks.
So if you
Any
have
other
any questions
final-
on how to do it, Emily, let me know.
Any other final comments, considerations before we...
Motion to adjourn?
Seconded?
Michael, seconded by Rebecca. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
We have to take a roll call.